Hey friends, this is Andy coming to you from here at Reverend Guitar's headquarters. I'm very honored to be here again visiting with my friends Ken and Penny, and I'm happy to present the Reverend Decision P to you today in this demo video, tell you a little bit about it and play it for you. I own one of these, and it's one of the ones that I use most live. And for me, it serves a very versatile kind of place in my arsenal of instruments. I'm able to grab it and take it to a lot of gigs because it does a lot of things really, really well. It has kind of a traditional pickup arrangement that we'll talk about, which enables kind of a wide variety of different sounds to come off of the instrument. But let's talk about the construction first, just the basics of it. First of all, it has a roasted maple 5-piece laminated neck, and that's an important thing to spend a little time talking about because the construction of a laminated neck is much more less likely to have any, bending, twisting, warping, etc., etc. And the fact that it's roasted means that it's far less likely to have any shrinking. So my instruments, I live at a very high elevation, 9,000 feet, and high desert elevation with almost no humidity. It's very, very dry. I haven't had to have any fretwork done on my instruments. Typically with the change of humidity, wood will shrink and steel will stay the same size, and you will get what we call fret sprout, where it starts to get really sharp and uncomfortable on the sides of the edges of the fingerboard. However, my Reverend basses, all of them, I've had them for 5 years now or more, some of them, and I've never had to have the fret edges done on them. I think that that's a very, very important and high compliment to Reverend Guitars because I live in a very dry place. So the roasted maple and the multi-laminated neck makes the neck very stable, and once you set that truss rod, you pretty much never have to mess with it again. Huge convenience. Has ultralight hip shot tuners on the headstock, which takes weight off the headstock and helps with the overall balance. It has this longer upper bout horn, which is right in line with the 12th fret, so when it's hanging on the strap, it hangs perfectly. Solid high mass bridge that strings through the back. This is a Carina body with a fully bound, it's got this nice off-white binding around the whole body that's very, very clean, and you don't see any mess-ups in it anywhere. Sometimes with binding that can be done in a way that isn't perfect. However, the Reverend binding people know their business because it's very, very clean binding. And I just like binding. I think it's a classy thing. So I enjoy having that on it. This one, I believe, is a new finish that they're offering, this natural finish with the torque guard. It's a classic look. So now let's start talking about the pickups and the variety of sounds. It has 3 controls: volume, passive tone, and blend. The blend is differentiated by a larger black knob with a white dot on it, and there's a center indent in the pot, so you know where you are visually and by feel, because when you're playing, you're making adjustments without having to look down and stare at it. You can feel where you are having that center indent on the blend control. Of course, rolling it all the way forward puts you in the P rail, the split P rail pickup. In the middle would be both pickups, and in the back would be just the jazz bomb. But you're able to blend all the way through that whole range. So let's spend some time on hearing what it sounds like going from the front pickup to both pickups all the way to the back pickup. So now we're starting on just the P blade. One thing I should mention before we go any farther is that you notice that the P blade is reversed. So you have the E and the A string pickup placement is going to provide a tighter, more punchy sound, and the D and the G string are going to sound more bubbly and fat and round by reversing it from the traditional configuration. So we call it a reverse P. Okay, so let's start working our way to the back. Now we're at, mostly rolled to the front pickup, but we're integrating just a little bit of the back jazz bomb pickup. Now we're straight up in the middle, both pickups, full blast. This sound is incredibly appropriate for doing slap bass. I love the way that the slap bass sound that I get off of this instrument. For a passive instrument, this thing sounds totally killer slapping on it. Okay, now let's go to slightly roll to the back pickup. Here we're going to start to hear a lot more mid-range. And the harmonics are going to start jumping out. Everything that's associated with having a J-style pickup back at the bridge, all the Jockoisms and all that wonderful burpy barky mid-range is there big time. So now we're all the way back to the bridge pickup. I could play it in that position all day long. Okay, so as a wrap up, the key points of this instrument that make it really do what I need it to do are the fact that it has the roasted maple laminated neck, which gives it longevity and stability, and I don't need to constantly be fiddling around with the truss rod and adjusting it, and I don't need to constantly be rounding over the fret edges because they stay put really, really well. Of course, there's no guarantee, wood is wood, but I've been very lucky, and like I said at the beginning, I live in one of the driest places in the continental United States. So if everything stays put for me, it's more than likely that it's going to stay put for you wherever you are. The PJ configuration with the reverse P offers a wide variety of from big punchy P-type tones up in the front position to a straight up kind of slightly mid-scooped great slap bass sound in the middle, and then the bridge position J-style jazz bomb pickup is going to bring all of that great Jockoism and all that great mid-range. Has the high mass, heavy duty locking bridge, and the through body stringing. You can do it either way. Actually, you can top load it or back load it, whichever you prefer. I run flats on most of my basses these days, and that's just me. It easily accepts flat wounds and round wounds. You know, there's no limitations as to what kind of strings or what type of strings you want to put on it, and you can do it very, very quickly and very easily. So I encourage you to check out the Decision P. This is Andy Irvine coming to you again from here at Reverend Guitars.